Yeah. So in terms of premium positioning, like how to market your bookkeeping services and attracting better quality buyers. So a lot of people struggle because I've seen this a couple different ways. So people that are beginners, they struggle because they always want to like tell everybody how much experience they have. And people have a lot of skill set, maybe like they're a CPA or they've done like worked in like accounting. They speak accounting, they don't speak outcomes. So in a lot of cases, what happens is you're like, clean books. Okay, so I had a client named Eileen. And when she was first getting started in her business, her belief was that every business needed a cleanup. And I was like, okay, so I don't necessarily disagree with that. Some businesses might be like up, like ready to go, right? So they don't necessarily need like a full year cleanup. But can you explain why you feel everyone needs to clean up? Because your books need to be clean. Why? Because it's just accounting. And it's just like she couldn't explain it in a sentence. You cannot explain one accounting definition with another word. So you can't say, okay, so what is accounting? Accounting is like accounting. Accounting is bookkeeping plus tax plus this, right? You, every one word that you give needs to be substantiated with a sentence. Okay, so I'll give you an example. So, one thing that's hard to do, right? If someone goes, I seem to run out of inventory at the end of every third month. Okay, I'm going to do an inventory report so that you can start. Most accounts say, okay, yeah, let's do an inventory report or inventory turnover report. They're like, what does that mean? And they're like, it's a report, it's an inventory report. And they get locked here. Okay, no, you have to be able to explain it. So, an inventory report. Okay, so we're basically going to show you exactly when you're going to run out of inventory and how many different inventory, either if you have like multiple SKUs or if you have multiple lines of products, like how much of each to order and when. How much lead time do you need in order to make sure that you are getting the right amount of inventory on the right shelves if you have multiple locations, just knowing exactly where to put the inventory and when. Okay, that is the definite, that's selling an outcome. So, okay, cool, that makes sense. Or let's say that you're going to do a cleanup project. The business owner's like, yeah, I'm trying to go and get a bank loan, but the bank says I need to have my books like in a certain place so I can have financial statements. But I've never really done that. All I do is just look at the bank account at the end of the day and see if they have more money in the bank or less money in the bank. Okay, cool. Mr. Business Owner, so we're going to do what's called a cleanup so we can actually help you go and get these financial statements prepared so that you can go to the bank and that's so you can actually go get that loan. Okay, it's all the so that's. We're going to do X so that outcome happens. Okay, always talk in terms of outcomes. Always talk in terms of outcomes. Okay, that will attract better quality buyers because people that know what their problems are and understand the solution are willing to pay a lot more than maybe someone's like, oh, I don't know why I need you. I don't know why I need you. Like, why do I need bookkeeping? What's the point of this? I just want a tax return, right? It's gonna be a lot lower quality client when they're just talking about like tax returns. They're not really trying to understand what you're doing. Next thing. So I don't necessarily agree with picking a niche. I like picking 1 to 3 niches, okay? I will only go to a niche after I have significant revenue or some sort of advantage. I'll give you an example. So, like for this YouTube channel, right? I can work with a lot of different types of businesses, right? I can work with an e-commerce business. I could work with, so for example, in coaching, right? So I could coach e-commerce business because I had an e-commerce business that did like really well. I had my neighbor was a therapist, right? I showed her how to grow her therapy practice, right? I have an accounting firm, so I help other accountants. I could talk to churches, right? Because I ran like a YouTube channel for a church. There's 4 or 5 different people I can help, right? But if you notice, my channels are all dedicated towards like accounting and stuff. Why? Because I have a very distinct advantage, and it was way easier to go and get people who want to work with me from the accounting field, right? But I wouldn't know that if I just said, okay, I want to go help this person. No, you pick 3 or 4 different lanes you can go down, start talking to individuals from those different industries, and see which ones you enjoy working with. Right. So once you have 2 to 3 niches that you work really well with, if there's one that's exponentially easier or better than the other one, then you can maybe start niching down, right? And start really focusing on that. Now, the people who work best with one niche, in addition, like what I'm talking about, is if you have an advertising campaign, it's a lot easier for you to have one target, one set of problems, one deliverable, and like one offer if you're running advertising because you need a lot of consistency. So let's say you're doing e-commerce. Hey, e-commerce business owners, click this link to go to this, watch this video that I'm going to show you how I help e-commerce people order better inventory, control their cash flow, and blah, 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 blah. And then when they get on the video, the call to action's like, yeah, we're going to help you with your cash flow, we're going to help you with your inventory, and blah, blah, blah. And when you're on the call, it's like, okay, cool. So I work with the e-commerce person to do blah, to do cash flow, inventory, and blah, blah, blah. It's very consistent all the way through, right? And you can run a lot of money there because once you know that a specific message, phrasing, and offer works for one type of person, you can keep getting more and more of those types of people, right? That's called vertical scaling. You're scaling within one vertical and you're going really deep into that industry. Okay. That's when picking one niche makes sense. But if you're just doing free stuff and getting referrals, I wouldn't really tie yourself down to just one specific niche. That should be a very strong reason why to do it. A lot of people that are saying like choose one niche, that actually comes from there was like some online gurus probably about five, no, back in like 2018, and that was like his big thing, right? Because he was selling like coaching and consulting. But a lot of the people that are like helping accountants and bookkeepers right now, like they're basically getting their playbook from those set of people. It was a different industry that was trying to apply towards accounting and bookkeeping. They don't really understand that for accounting and bookkeeping, it's a little different. It's just a little different. Yeah, so it's that rule of that what people are saying nowadays, like it's not necessarily true, but it's just something that everyone spout in like the coaching space because they got it from like a coaching program of how to like coach and like how to do like mentorship programs. So it's a little different. Excuse me. Next thing, so content that filters. Okay, so I like making a lot of content. Now, you don't have to do video content like me. You can do written content. And again, if you're like working your job and you can't make content because you're afraid of going to get in trouble, this is a little different. There's different ways you can make content without necessarily having to be like a public facing figure where you can potentially risk your job. I'm not saying that. But if you have the position to make content, doing written content, video content, audio only content, doesn't really matter. You have to be able to start getting out there. Now, the reason why it's important is because if you basically put out content, the right people will come to you. The wrong people who want to do it themselves or who are looking for the cheapest option will go away. Because it's generally expected the more content you make, the more people start seeing like this person really knows what they're doing. People who really know what they're doing don't charge a small amount of money. They charge a really good amount of money. That's the rite of passage for charging a lot of money is that you do a lot of stuff. You've done a lot of stuff. You've put a lot of time into this thing. So you should be able to charge more money. It's just an expectation that a lot of people have, right? So by putting out more content, you're automatically raising your value in the other person's mind. The more they read of your stuff, the more they're like, oh my gosh, this person just knows so much. This person's really high value. This person just, wow, I'm so lucky to be here, right? So I like doing a lot of content for that very reason. Now, the challenge you're going to have is that when you do make content, not every single person is going to see it. And the people that do see it, you don't know if they're going to see enough of it to put you in that high esteem. Now, that's neither here nor there, and that's a really fun kind of journey that you work the next set of your career to do that until you get to your revenue goal or to your financial goal. But it's a very fun kind of place to be in, learning how to do content and just it's funny because like when you start getting to the stage of you're just making content, like writing stuff and doing videos, you become an idea. It's not just like to a certain degree, you transcend just being who you are. And you become this idea that you can like shape. And it's just amazing when you can do that. Even if you don't have a million followers, it's just beautiful. When you really think about it, it's so beautiful. And like that's one reason why I make so much content all the time, is because I'm transcending. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to be here. Even probably like 30 years from now, people can still be watching these old videos. Like here, like back in 25, 26, Bryce was like this and look back when you're like retired and it'll be cool. So yeah, the next thing, and I don't know, I'll probably be retired from business probably the next, I'll probably say like the next 5, 10 years I'm done probably. I say that, but this stuff is just so easy and so relaxing. It's like there's no reason for me to stop. It's all I gotta do is just make some videos. The lighting here is like very inconsistent. Give me a sec. Okay, yeah, the lighting is very inconsistent. But yeah, you just keep going forever and ever and ever and ever. You just never stop making videos. Next thing, so distribution, okay? So part of how we get better quality clients, like where are we actually going to get clients? Are we doing partnerships? I like partnerships because you can control the flow of clients. You cannot control the timing, but you can control the size, right? So if your referral partner tells you, I only work with like beginners or people that are just starting their business. I like to do just entity structuring or like some basic tax returns. Okay, that person's probably not a good fit to send you leads and referrals. Okay, so instead we want to go after the people that maybe have better quality clients, right? And if someone sends us a client and it doesn't quite meet our quality threshold, we can go back to the referral partner and say, hey, can we like boost the client or do this or XYZ? Hey, I don't necessarily know if that is the right fit for my practice. Here's the reasons why, and here's what a better quality fit would look like. So you're teaching your referral partners how to sell for your business. Now, I actually made a book on referral partnerships that basically walks you through how to get your first or next six-figure partner. If you want me to leave a link down inside of the comment section for me to send you a link to the book, it's $5 right now. I'm still having that promotional price for people like on my YouTube channel. When I put it on Amazon, I'm going to charge a lot more for it, but right now it's about $4.99. So if you want me to go and send you a link to go purchase it, go ahead and comment 6FP down below. It stands for six figure partnerships. Okay, and I'll send you a link so you can go pick up a copy. Cool. Next thing, LinkedIn. Okay, so I like LinkedIn. Very simple. Now, LinkedIn is very similar to Facebook and Instagram. It's basically about how many people can we get to know we exist and we get on our friends list that are qualified. Okay, you can never have enough business owners that know you exist. Okay, my goal, and like for example, my goal for this year, I want to add and probably another like 2,000 to 4,000 people in my school group. Okay, get another 2,000, 4,000. It's easy, right? Same thing with my YouTube channel. I want this main YouTube channel. I want that to maybe get to, I don't know, 4,500 subscribers. My second YouTube channel, I want to get that to maybe, I don't know, like probably 1,000 subscribers. And then my third, my newest channel, like for tax planning, I would love to get that to maybe 1,000 subscribers. So that'll be what? That's 4,500 on YouTube, 4,500 on my school group, maybe an extra 1,000 on my LinkedIn. But it's every single year that you get more people, the amount of money you can make just gets bigger and bigger and bigger because if you're talking to business owners, they're generally in business for the long haul. So they're going to keep seeing you. And when you have a recurring, so bookkeeping works well. And like the reason people can do monthly services for bookkeeping is because every month there's a need for bookkeeping. A mess is made every single month. Now, that's on a micro level. So that's why the clients, once you get them, keep paying you. On a Mac, and even if they don't pay every month, sometimes like they come back once a year for a cleanup project. It's basically just like the same thing, right? But on the macro level, if a person is not ready to go with you today, they're gonna still keep having that problem over time. So maybe they go with someone cheaper for 6 months, but they don't like the service that person's giving, or the person's just not good. Okay, 6 months from now, they're gonna be back in market to buy your stuff. So by you having this content, by you like being out there, by you having more people on your list and you following up with people, you're going to have a better chance of converting them over time. So it's this endless loop that you go. And it's just yeah, man. So and you could also another thing that you could do is like in-person stuff. I would consider in-person stuff more like networking. But yeah, man, if you can get really good at partnerships on social media, you almost never have to leave your house. So it's wintertime, like this is actually a new thing. During the summertime this year, I was like just like out all day. I was driving during the day. I was not focused. It's wintertime. Like right now it's I'm like taking this week off of a lot of people facing stuff. So all I've done today, I did one mentorship call where I was talking to a mentee. He was having a really unique situation, but all day I've been just filming YouTube videos. Like literally, that's it. Right. And it's just like I'm making a lot of content. I kind of lost my train of thought for a second, but making a lot of content. Yes, I've not had to leave my house. I can just literally just get if I want groceries, DoorDash comes in, right? And then if I want to go and go someplace, I'll go out for 5 minutes or an hour or whatever, and I come back and I can just work. And it's so simple because the only thing you need to do is make content. So right now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get 18 weeks worth of content just handled real quick. If I can get 18 weeks worth of content handled across two YouTube channels, that makes my week and my year so much easier. Like right now, basically what I'm doing, let's say I'm basically creating about 35 to $40,000 worth of income just from these like 3 to 4 like blocks of time that I've been putting in for the last 3 days. So it's like when it comes to distributing your message and once you get the content going, the content can generally it tends to outwork you. So I would say like partnerships and I would say like outreach on social media, like when you're outreaching, messaging people, building relationships, that is like you're building your active income, you're working your day job. Content is very similar to like your investment account or your 401k, where over time, I don't know for everybody, but for most people, over time. You get it to having, let's say you get to having about $1 million, right? And if you can have it grow at the rate of like maybe 10% a year, right? That's an extra $100,000 you're making. So depending on what you're making at your job, if you're making like 150 or if you're making 300K, that's one thing. But if you're making like 100K, you basically doubled how much you made, right? The content is the same way, where eventually the content is going to outwork anything that you could do when you're like just messaging and just doing your referral partnership stuff. Partnerships of over time can be like content as well, but so in the beginning, you want to focus on stuff that you can do and control, and over time, the rest will take over for you. You don't have to do quite as much. So, like nowadays, my business, like just growing my business is so passive because all I need to do is just talk for a little bit, and then people just start flowing. YouTube will send me stuff. YouTube is like is actually my biggest referral partner. That's how I like to think about YouTube as my referral partner. So. Yeah, and it's just cool. That's how you go and get like premium positioning. Also, if you want some help like growing your business, like maybe been trying to get some premium positioning or maybe been trying to attract better buyers, but you just don't know what you're supposed to be doing, click the link inside the description below this video to book a call with myself. Let's see if I can help you inside of our mentorship program. Okay?